Scott grunted as his ass landed heavily in his recliner. His beer sloshed around in his glass and spilled out onto the armrest. He placed the glass on the coffee table in front of him and went back into the kitchen to grab a dish towel. On his way back into the living room, he stopped, paused for a moment, and leaned back just far enough that he could see the clock on the microwave. It read 10:26 p.m., which meant it was actually 10:39 p.m. Scott had watched that clock slip out of time for years, and now he watched it with a sort of fascination. How far could it slip before the whole unit died? He remembered reading somewhere that digital clocks sometimes sped up because of electrical surges over their lifetime that caused their internal oscillators to work a little faster for just a moment. Or something like that anyway. He shook his head. Why had he wanted to check the time again? Oh right, at 10:30 p.m. every weeknight, Scott liked to listen to 107.7 FM's show. Never heard of him. Despite the god-awful name, it was a surprisingly great show. A solid hour of music, with no interruptions, barring the occasional mention of the artist and title of the next track. And all the music was quite literally from artists Scott had never heard of, without fail. It was a highlight in his day to be able to sit down in his recliner, suck a beer, smoke a joint, and listen to something he'd never heard before. He turned on the radio and returned to his chair after wiping the arm down, tossing the dish towel on the coffee table next to his beer. He'd caught the show right between songs. The host, Scott, came on air only to say,
Modern lingo.
Before Scott could fully register how ridiculous a band name was, drums swirled in from seemingly underground, and the song broke out into sparkling guitars, dancing over dark, distorted drums and bass. Scott put his feet up, took a swig of his beer, lit a half-smoked joint he'd left lying nearby, and exhaled as the vocals came in. Marveled, just for a second, at the way the song made him feel. He struggled for a moment to find the right word to describe it, and came up with exposed. He laughed, as if this person's life experiences have anything to do with mine, he thought. Saying,
"What an asshole,"
aloud. He assumed the profanity was directed at himself, but had another laugh at the idea that he was secretly mad at the singer. Funny how dangerous a relatable moment can be.